All right. Welcome all. How are we?
Terrific.
Isn't it great to have it be 70 degrees outside? Yes. Thank you, baby Jesus, and all the Buddhist saints. Yes. So welcome. I think we're all locals here, but in case, I know Cammie's watching. Hi, Cammie. And whoever else is at home, we welcome all who practice their beliefs in faith and love. We have a little thing called hugs and handshakes, so let's just take a couple minutes and check in with each other. Welcome our presider this morning, the lovely Reverend Nancy Woods, our assistant minister. So, Reverend Nancy, you have to wave hi to Cammie.
Oh!
All right, so as we bring down the lights, we're all going to take a deep, conscious breath. Sighing it out, just allowing ourselves to surrender to this eternal now moment as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And as we know, we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Nancy lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. The fifth candle we light for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the four noble truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. The seventh candle we light for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space we hold for them here at our center. And as Reverend Nancy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
In this moment, in this place, I remember I am letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and I see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
And we appreciate this love. It is the basis of all that there is that flows into expression. The element of love. In this recognition, we realize that this perfect spirit of being, that which expresses all things, the essence of life itself, is coming into expression in each one of us. Knowing that we are the light, the way, the means, for Spirit to manifest itself here and now in each one of our lives. It is with great joy we accept that this is what we are experiencing today. We are experiencing the awareness that we are avenues to which a greater wonder of expression can manifest. And we are able to accept and understand that as life flows through us, for us, and by us, we are demonstrating the essence of life, of Spirit itself. And it is with the consciousness of gratitude and appreciation that we realize that we have been given this opportunity to gather here so that we may expand that experience, we may extend who and what we are in a greater and more dynamic way. As I accept that everything takes place, the songs, the message, the greetings, everything, the listeners, every aspect of this hour we spent together. It is a greater, more expanded picture of Spirit itself. So the richness is forever, it's infinite in its presence. So it's with great love and joy that I accept that the words that are spoken through me, as me, and for me is that which Spirit needs to deliver in this moment. Oh, I am so appreciative and so grateful that this truth is known for me, by me, and through me. And that there is a law that's saying yes, yes, yes. So it's with this understanding, I invite and embrace each one here in acknowledging this law, this beauty, this presence, and this divine, as we say together, so it is. Good morning, good morning. What I want to share today is about being responsible for myself, being appreciative of being responsible for myself, and the fruits of it. I have been experiencing more events that I didn't necessarily want to own up to being responsible for recently. You know how, well, all of you probably have some way and somehow have dabbled a little bit into the politics and dabbled a little bit into family issues and dabbled a little bit into where we have brought to the plate a consciousness that was not uplifting, fulfilling, and nurturing. And so that's basically what I'm touching on. And, you know, to become aware of this, my little family issue back east really brought it to the forefront because I found myself trying to be quiet and not participate, but I was judging up one side and down the other. I saw where they were all just doing this and that, and and when I came back, I felt the weight of that judgment because I have become aware that this is what life does. And you know, when you judge it, it kind of weighs down on you sometimes, and it kind of throws things out of whack. So I experienced that. So when I got back, I found myself saying, okay, I feel like I need to get back on track. So I found myself doing a little bit more meditating, reading my literature, and doing my treatment. I was trying to be sure I was doing a treatment. And I found that I began to understand that things happen that way, and that one of the things that I need to let go of is the judgment of that thing. Because what it was my own fears, my own misunderstandings, been reflected back to me. So instead of going off on that track and getting caught up in it, I let it go. And this morning when I was reading part of the literature, Holmes did a nice job of summarizing what I've experienced. He said, I turn to the presence of God at the center of my being, and it is here that I discover the nature of good, which must and does reside in the back of all people and events. It is only normal and natural that good should prevail, and as I realize that this is the nature of God and accept its manifestation in my life, this is what I experience. I am resolved to see the good in everyone and every event. I refuse to acknowledge or accept that anything other than good can come into my life. I now face living free of fear and filled with joy. Oh, the power of that statement. I think I might need to say it a few times to get it into practice. But it's the truth, and that's why I love home so much. And thank you for letting me share that.
All right, good morning, everybody. Please welcome David Olivas on keyboards today. David. Ken Moore on bass. And I'm always happy for the one and only Miss Angela Carole Brown. One, two, three, four.
Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. as I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat. This wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle tie, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they've got no place to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. I've been the victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there are some with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me, pretending that they're not alone? Oh, willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind, you see, 'cause they've got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change.
That was awesome. Thank you. Announcements. Miss Kitty.
Oh my God, that was just great, you guys. Oh, I have chills. Oh, now I have to give announcements? Okay. All right. Regroup. So, this is why I love this place, right? We have the most, come on. One of the reasons I love this place. Okay. So Wednesday evening, everybody, the Wednesday evening service will resume in October 5th at 7 o'clock. And it's the Let's Get Real service. Like the sound of that. Thursdays, September 8th and 15th, we have a class, so just those two are left, Shen Mastery, The Way of the Heart, Mind, and Spirit, Dr. Tatsuo Hirano. And I hear it's wonderful, and he's amazing. Wednesday, September 7th, at 9:30 a.m., we have Reverend Jeannie Hoffman's Sangha starting again. So anybody is welcome to join. It's quite wonderful. Tuesdays, September 13th at 7 o'clock, there is a class starting with our wonderful Dr. Reverend Maureen, Exploring Roots. So check that out. I'm sure it'll be amazing. Thursdays, our Reverend Nancy will be starting a class, The Power of Decision, which is Charles Barker, Dr. Charles Barker's book. Yeah. And then Monday, September 26th, 7 p.m., Professional Practitioner Training 2 begins. And you can check your program for anything I may have missed. All right, have a great rest of the day.
Would you stand and say the Declaration of Principles with me? We believe in one universal spirit manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal too and reveals itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon a law of mind, which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life and in the immortality of the individual soul forever expanding. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the givingness of life to all.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Yeah, give yourselves a hand. Why not? Do we clap? Don't we clap? Do we clap? So, hello everybody. Nice to see you all out there. Thank you again, Ken and company. It was wonderful. Angela, was a wonderful arrangement for that song. And so please make sure you support Angela. She's selling CDs out there. Please
Yes, the CD is up here. That's what it looks like. But she has like 4 of them out there, and
Yeah.
she'll be at a table just outside the door there.
All right, good. So please support her in that way, because this is her gift to our center. So please take her home with you by CD. Sorry. And I did want to take a moment to thank everyone who had anything to do with the birthday party last week. The place was packed. I should turn 60 every week. And it was really a pretty dynamite birthday. Went Dodger game on Saturday, and I had family in town and here, of course, and then we had a little party afterwards, and then I got to go up fishing to Mammoth Lake, so it was really great. So the final frontier of spiritual practice. This is what I gleaned out of our global vision, service to the world. So here we have the old school enterprise. Ha, ha, ha. I just had to throw that in there. But here's where I was, up there in the beautiful Rock Creek Lake area. That's Mount Tom, where I caught the biggest fish you've ever seen in your life. And just to give you scale, so you can really appreciate how big this fish was. Look at the size of my forearm. Look at the size of that fish. It goes from here to there. And its head is as big as my fist. No bragging, of course. All right, so, and of course, fishing is like a moving meditation in many ways, because there's not much going on. And at the same time, there's a lot of focus. There's a lot of concentration going on at the same time. And so the mind stills in that concentration. And in this space of few distractions, one has time to sort out a lot of stuff, and to do it surrounded by life, right? Surrounded by the mountains, right? So we go up the mountain, and yet the mountain also lifts us at the same time, right? So Alan Watts speaks to that. That you're surrounded with this beautiful stream, and this is where I learned how to fly fish, and this tree here has about 4 flies in it that I had to leave behind, but it was really fun to do. And life is all around, and in all of its forms, right? So from insects to fish to evidence of deer and bear, and of course humans as well. So it's always time well spent, and it is the end of the summer, of course. And the end of the summer is for many kind of the fiscal year of the family, right? So for teachers, they go back to work. For students, they go back to work. And for grandparents who are often in support of those families these days, they go back to work. And then in your family here at this center, we go back to work as well. That our teaching schedule, as you heard Kitty say, starts in earnest in September. So we will be starting classes soon. Our practitioner class, which I'm excited about getting underway again in Prac 2, is going. And before we know it, the holiday season is going to be upon us. So this can be an exciting time for us, particularly if we make the decision to take or retake a Science of Mind class. For classes are where the rubber hits the road, and where we learn how to take whatever insights we may glean from Sunday service and really learn how to move from passive spirituality to applied spirituality. This is kind of a difference between mainline churches and ourselves. There's a passive component to many mainline churches. The science of mind is different in this way, that we practice applied spirituality, which implies that there's some work to be done. For the practice or the practice of, or this philosophy of science of mind is not, in my opinion, is not for the faint of heart. If you truly want to change your world as you are currently experiencing it, if you truly want to have an experience of true freedom as your true self, there is work to do. So I used to say a lot before Dr. Bob Luckand corrected me. I used to say, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And that's true, with this one caveat, as Bob pointed out, that I can do it because I did the work. I did the work. And I did the work as an angry, frustrated contractor, not as a minister. Right? Farthest thing from my mind. I just wanted to get some traction in my life. I knew that I was actually longing, and I think many people today are longing for a connection with the divine that fit the way that I was in the world, warts and all. And I found that in this teaching. And so they say, our little tagline around here, of course, is change your thinking, change your life. But then go out and try and do that. Yes? Yeah. Change your thinking, change your life actually takes some effort. It takes some focus. It takes practice. Right? And it's an it's an evolutionary thing. So as I was doing this talk, I was thinking about the difference between Ken playing guitar and me playing guitar. Now, I can play guitar. I play better than a lot of amateurs, but I don't play as well as Ken because I don't put in the practice. I don't put in the practice. We could also make an argument about talent, probably, but certainly practice is part of it. Right? And we are practicing the science of mind. And the great thing about the teaching is that we can always step it up. And there's always more to discover. And what is it that we are discovering is the reality of God expressing itself in, through, and as who we are, and as the rest of life as well. It's a pretty big deal. And for many of us, that has been carefully or carelessly camouflaged in many ways. So we can pray for things to go away and to make everything all right. But unless the root thought behind the condition that's expressing itself in our life is shifted, we will continue to get what we are getting. So if we're cranking on all 8 cylinders, this is good news. If one of our, if we're pulling behind this little wagon and there's one square wheel, we may want to work on that. So at some point, we're going to have to take action. We're going to have to take action of some kind. We're going to have to roll up our sleeves. We're going to have to put our back into it. We're going to have to sweat a little bit, maybe even have a little bit of a heartache. But it's going to be that kind of work that feels really good when you're done at the end of the day. So even in all my years of contracting, right? So I was in construction for 33 years. Even until the end, I loved digging ditches. I love that feeling of, and you got to get in there, with a pick, you can scratch a little bit and you'll get some. But if you really want to get some work done, you got to swing that baby, and you got to let the tool do its work and get in there and break up that soil, right? And then remove that old stuff so you can put the new stuff in there. But I love the idea of how I felt at the end of the day, right? That kind of tired feeling. Yeah, I had a little bit of a backache, but it was a good ache. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so our science of mind practice can also be like that. So that when the stuff shows up, we now know, we can know that, okay, so this is showing me where my thinking is these days. So, We've got some work to do, and there's no better place to do that work than in class. So in class, we must suit up and show up. We must be receptive, that we do as much work as we have mind to do, and then to learn, ultimately, to learn that in serving others, that we serve ourselves. So consider what it is we learn in a faith system such as this. So number one, I think, perhaps the most powerful idea that we can learn here, you and I, is that we are cause to our own effect. Reverend Nancy spoke to this, that we are cause to our own effect. Now, this can be difficult if we're working with real challenges in life. When we are when we are dancing with the appearance of life or death matters, or things that we think are life or death matters, right? Sometimes that's all a matter of perspective, yes? And of course, it is important that as we may observe that a particular condition exists, we must understand that we need not accept the condition as the truth for our life. Right? It is not the truth of our life. And so in this way, Ernest Holmes writes that we do not deny external evidence because what is manifesting tells us the nature of our dominant thoughts. So this is like, even though it doesn't feel like it when we're going through it, it's actually kind of a good news thing because we have the indicator right in front of us. We observe the facts of the world, but we create out of the truth of spirit, that we recognize the unity, harmony, and power back of all things, and then state that it is operative wherever and on whatever our thought lies. So, you and I, are caused to our own effect. In our observation of life, the outward condition of our life, we have evidence of that which we are thinking on. So if we are in struggle of some kind, maybe the struggle has an upside. And this, of course, is not always apparent. Or it may be something a little more subtle. It may simply be a sense of discontent or disconnect rather than an obvious struggle. So to me, this begs the question, what is it that I give my attention to? What are we giving our attention to? Is this thing that I'm paying attention to serving my highest good? Now, I'm thinking about politics here, right? Because I've been kind of obsessed with this. Is this thing I'm paying attention to serving my highest good? And then the next question for me is, am I done with it? Or do I still need to play around with it for a while? So in other words, I'm bringing some awareness. So I know that I've been hooked. I'm at least going to bring some awareness to it. Okay? And then in that awareness, okay, I'm done. What's next? And if you can't relate to this, maybe another way of looking at this is what's distracting us? What's distracting me? So... and if you're not sure what even that is, what I would encourage you to look for are the yeah buts in your life. So Nikki was telling me where Margie raised her daughter Nikki that yeah but is a fish in Australia or something. Huh? So I didn't know this, but there you go. So look for the yeah buts in your self-talk. I need to find a job. Yeah, but the economy sucks. I want to be in a relationship. Yeah, but all the good ones are taken. Or I hate dating. I want to go to the gym. Yeah, but I don't have the time. I feel lonely. I need to get out more. Yeah, but I don't want to put myself out there. I want to go to class. Yeah, but I'm tired the next day. I'd like to write a book. Yeah, but I'm not a natural writer. So if you can relate to any of these scenarios, you may need to go to class. Yeah, but I've already taken all those classes. Well, if you've taken the classes, maybe it's time to reboot your consciousness. So you know, if you've taken these classes before, you know the class is going to be different because you're different. You're bringing your shifted consciousness to the table this time. And I promise you that every time you go to any of this literature, it often looks as if someone has rewritten the material. So, and the other part of this is, what about going to class with this idea that your consciousness has expanded, that maybe you can be there to support the class? Not to get in there and to talk and pontificate and let me tell you how it is, kid, but rather to support others as they're working through their stuff. That's a wonderful gift to give to a class, truly. The gift of consciousness. So, the other thing that's great about class is, have you ever noticed that these challenges of life, that we can often spot them much more easily in others than we can in ourselves? Yes? Yes. Okay, good. I'm not the only one. So if we can see it in others, then what are others seeing in us? Right? So there's this symbiotic relationship in consciousness where we get to witness for each other in a safe place. Right? With ground rules. In principle. So is this not a good reason to work with others? I think it is. And I'm talking about if we really are serious about shifting the outward condition. If we're really serious about it. Or maybe we're just looking to shift gears in life. Right? That there's something in the accountability about being in class with the divine giving witness to the divine within each other giving witness to itself in class. So we get in class, we can do that. Or if, it is September, it's a fiscal year, let's say. Or we can simply make a major commitment of doing 10 Sundays in 3 months. Right? Either 10 weekday nights, 10 Sundays. In other words, we're going to step it up in some way. And in doing this, then, we're going to reinforce the idea again that you and I, are cause to our own effect. In our observation of life, the outward condition of our life, we have evidence of that which we are thinking on. And what is required to shift the outward condition is a realization of the wholeness of the Spirit within ourselves, so that we sense the oneness of ourselves with all of life. That we develop daily spiritual practices that support receptivity to the divine presence, and that having been restored by the renewal of our minds, by our conscious alignment with the good of God, we are now free to lift others along with us by right of consciousness, because we've changed. We come to the realization of the great cosmic switcheroo, that in lifting others, we lift ourselves. And so that to be in service to others is an expression, really the ultimate expression of love. So I jokingly called service the final frontier of spiritual practice, but in reality there is no joke about it. That service is as necessary to our deepest realization of spirit as any aspect of our practice. So how can this be so? Because there will be days when we just aren't up to it. There will be days when we're just not feeling it. When we're just not feeling like the spiritual giant that is your birthright to step into and the truth of your being. And so by making and then keeping the commitment, maybe the only thing that gets you out of the house and out of yourself that day is that commitment. And it may be that you even have to pretend to be gracious, pretend to be patient with others in keeping that commitment. It still counts. It counts. You suit up, you show up, and often in that moment, you will find that you have been lifted by grace itself. That you access the divine flow that can only happen really with in serving one serving another. So whether so in greeting a new person as an usher, in serving a cup of coffee, in bringing a coffee cake, in wiping down a table, in coming to church or class, or maybe committing to a service project, or how about even planning, developing, and carrying out this project for the center. And behind all of it, it is important that we get our own house in order first, that we clean our own house first. Because as they say in 12-step, we cannot give away something we haven't got. And so it is equally important to know that we must give it away to continue to grow and evolve within our awareness and our realization of the divine. For the divine in me recognizes the divine in you. And when I am actively participating in that exercise, it makes it easier for me to see it in you. And when I can see it in you, then I can see it in me. So, let us go together then. Let us go together in consciousness, hand in hand, to be the great example of the principle of the science of mind teaching and the ways of spiritual living that they inspire. By means of class, by means of this center, and by means of understanding and knowing that in serving others, we are in fact serving the divine. So let's call our musicians up. So let's all take a deep breath. And so in this idea, this activity of service, right, we become the angels, right? We become the angels that the world is looking for, that the world is calling for, that the world is longing for. So we've had this crazy summer this year where we've seen things from the forest fires literally in our backyards to the forest fires in the political environment where people can say outrageous things with seeming impunity. And yet we can know that there is one power, one presence, one source, one life of God calling us all to be its witness. Maybe this is what an angel is. Right? Are we willing? Are we willing to put on our wings and suit up and show up and allow ourselves to soar with the divine? So let's take that into our practice the rest of this day and through this Labor Day holiday as we honor those who serve us, whether they are our teachers, nurses, servers, lawyers, carpenters, even contractors. And come back and report next week.
Oh, man is placed upon the steps and a baby cries. High above you can hear the church bells start to ring. And as the heaviness so, the heaviness, the body settles in. Somewhere you can hear a mother sing. then it's one foot in the other as you step out on the road. Step out on the road. How much weight? How much? Then it's how long and how far, how many times, oh, before it's too late. Calling all angels, calling all angels, walk me through this world, don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, but we're not sure how this goes. Oh, and every day you gaze upon the sunset with such love and intensity. Why, it's almost as if you could only crack the code, then you'd finally understand what this all means. Ah, but if you could, do you think you would trade it all the pain and suffering? Ah, but then you'd miss the beauty of the light upon this earth and the sweetness of the living. Calling all angels, calling all angels, walk me through this world, don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, 'cause we're not sure how. Call all angels, call all angels, walk me through this world, don't leave me alone. Calling all angels, calling all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, we're hurting, we're loving, we're crying, we're calling, 'cause we're not sure how this goes.
Well, that was pretty good. Wasn't that beautiful? Yeah. Let's give it some more love. Thank you. All right, so as we prepare our gifts for the offering, all the ushers forward.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. grateful for all that I have. I am so glad, I am so glad, I am so grateful, I am so glad.
So just going within for a moment longer, recognizing and knowing that the gifts presented here this morning are a demonstration of consciousness that knows and knows that it knows that God is our source, our substance and supply. And so from the generous heart of the individual from which these gifts have been offered, we, representing the heart of this community, accept these gifts with deep appreciation, respect, and love, as we know together they go forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless everyone in the room here this morning and anyone connected to this Center for Spiritual Living in any way. That we extend this blessing to our friends here in our community of Granada Hills, our city of Los Angeles, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them, that we know for our planet as well that it is an expression of the one mind of spirit. And to the extent that we know this to be so, we see it demonstrating in wondrous ways, both big and small, that we experience a sense of grace in this recognition, and that we are empowered into ways of spiritual living that lift ourselves and others. And we are grateful. Together, let's acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. So please help me thank our Swiss Miss, lovely Rita, and Sandy, our ushers. Please come on in. It was so quiet out there, I didn't know where you guys went. Are we on the lectern mic? Okay, we'll get them on in here. So we'll start out with our tweeners. We have to come up with a name. You guys need to pick a name for yourselves, I think. But anyway. Yes, thank you.
All right. The tweens today worked on using the cup song as a moving meditation. It took a lot of practice and a lot of work, and some of us are still working on it to speed it up. But Bella's going to show you how to do it slowly. You want to do it right up on top of the stool there? Just no, first. Right there. Right. He just needs the table, so that will work. There's a table. Okay. So go ahead. Clap, clap. I'll help you. I'll help you. I'll help you.
Don't let this bother you.
Okay. No, she can't hold it, so. Okay. Clap, clap. Ready? I'll help you.
Do I have to sing it?
No. I'll do it. Go ahead.
This is kind of distracting me.
All right. All right. She doesn't want to show it to you slow. That's okay. All right. So we have others of us that are doing it fast. So we have fast people in the front here. You're going to have to kind of watch because it's hard. All of you do it together.
All right. Yeah, let them see you.
Hey, man, you have to do it on the floor.
Oh, okay.
There's nowhere. Okay, ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Some of us are still learning it, so it's good. But that's like making fly fishing.
Yeah, kinda. I'm impressed. All right. I think that hand jive song. All right, and then for the little ones.
So we worked on movement in the class and worked on working together with puzzles, and that was us.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, and thank you, parents, for getting your kids here. Appreciate it. I remember those days. It wasn't always easy to get everybody rounded up and in the car and get them over here, so I appreciate that. So thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you, those of you who've joined us online. I did want to just point out that you have Dr. Maureen here Reverend Nancy here, and Reverend Jeannie Hoffman is around. So those are the three major classes. If you have any questions, nab them and ask them, and then sign up. All right, thanks for being here.
So as the practitioners, I circle the room in love. So we take this opportunity to express our gratitude and appreciation for the spiritual presence of life that has flowed into expression today. And I ask that each one of you place in this circle of love any idea, any concept that you want to shift or to change. And as you do so, recognize that the Spirit of life is able to do all things, and it is doing it to us, through us, and as us. As we announce that we are the perfect expression of life, we are the creative expression of life, we are the love of life in manifestation, we are the abundance of life in all the various ways that we express individually. And so as we recognize these truths in ourselves and as ourselves, we realize that we can embrace it in our life. So we go forth to know this truth and to live it moment by moment as we let go and let the law of the universe invoke its presence in us, through us, and as us. So with such gratitude and appreciation, we let the law do its work as we say together, and so it is.
Please stand for the peace song. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. Now I'm wondering if your love's still strong. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not afraid to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. I've done a lot of foolish things, oh, that I didn't really mean, child. Seen a lot of things in this old world. When I touched them, they didn't nothing know, baby. Here I am, sunset living, I'm yours. Ooh, wee baby, set my soul on fire. That's why I know you're my one and only desire. Ooh, baby, here I am, sunset living, I'm yours. Here I am, baby, sunset living, I'm yours. Here I am, baby, sunset living, I'm yours. Oh, I've done a lot of foolish things. Oh, that I didn't really mean a
I couldn't really hear you, see if you were going. I was like, what's he gonna do? I was thinking you did it last time. I just did it last time. Yeah, same here. That's all right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, the other ones. You're very welcome. Great job, really, really great job.